Ontario's Human Rights Commission releasing findings that show a black person in Toronto is 20 times more likely to be shot by a police officer or be involved in a fatal shooting than a white person. Now, that number is among some of the eye-opening results of the Commission's interim report into racial profiling by the Toronto Police Service. Joining us now to talk a little bit more about those numbers and the report, Chief Mark Saunders. Chief, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Morning, Roger.
When you see those numbers, what's your initial thought on it?
Well, the initial thought is, what do we do when we talk about the Toronto Police Service and how we add value to the communities? And if we're going to get it right, we have to be able to have the relationship with all communities. The report speaks to the perception that members of the black community feel that there's a lot of mistrust with the police. And if we're going to get it right, we need to really drill down to figure out what do we need to do to restore that trust. It's something that we are continuing to learn, something that we're continuing to aggressively move towards to make sure that we get it right at the end of the day.
A lot of people saying nothing has changed, nothing's being done. What do you say to those people?
I would say that they're absolutely wrong on that. I mean, we have done so many things historically, Roger. When we look at all of our comprehensive training, right from coming into the gate, how we hire, the qualifications that we hire with, the training is second to none for Toronto police officers. I would say that we're the most trained organization when it comes to law enforcement in North America. But I think what is critical is the fact that we have learned a long time ago that in order to get it right, we have to have community input. We have to develop that trust. So when we talk about the modernization plan and talk about working with the community, all aspects of the community to get it right, what do they want to see? It's been overwhelming that people want our service to be community-centric, and we're moving towards that more aggressively. The neighborhood officer program, which we've piloted, is going to be phenomenal. But in the meantime, we do have to look at what goes on. Most people say we need more training. I would suggest you have to understand what our training is. Our training is comprehensive. Whenever we bring people in and show them the training that we do, they go, wow, we didn't know that that's what you do. So there's a lot of work that has been done that will continue to be done, which is why when you look at the numbers, and we have over 2 million contact points with the public every single year, and in fact, I'm going to say it's closer to 5 million when it comes to the stuff that you add that's unreported. By and large, the men and women are doing a great job, but there is always room for improvement.
Now, Mike McCormick from the Police Association saying there should be more numbers that they need to look at, not just the actual shootings, but they feel that some numbers may be missing from this report.
Oh yeah, and I would say there's a lot of interpretation that might not be as well. I want to look a little bit deeper. I think I understand what the intent is. I don't necessarily agree with all of those numbers and what the conclusions have led to, but I'm certainly willing to work with whomever to see what needs to be done so that we can get it right collectively right across the board.
What are some of the ones you have concerns with?
Well, I don't want to drill down to it because I understand where they're coming from. And as an organization, the one key thing is the lived experience is something that needs to be taken into consideration. When we talk about social cost with everything that we do, that has impact. And if we ignore the social cost of all of our interactions, we will fail as an organization. And we're training and we're moving towards that. And I know that the lived experience was something that was brought up over and over again, which has caused that mistrust. And I think that all agencies that want to move towards that success will help us move in the right direction.
And what can people have wanted to see carding. Mike McCormick, again, I bring that up. He thinks carding should be brought back. Is there an alternative that can work within communities? Well, that was a big concern in this as well.
Let's globalize this. What people want is they want to be treated with respect and dignity in any interaction. And that's what's critical. And when we talk about the proper policing when it comes to community safety, all hands have to be on deck. Gone are the days we just drop everything at the front of the police, at the feet of the police, and say, here, solve this. It's not going to work that way. We cannot arrest our way out of this. There has to be funding and opportunities at the front end. We're the enforcement piece, and then at the back end for those that are doing the egregious, more serious crimes. And if you don't work from all of those streams, no one is going to succeed. And I think that narrative is carrying some weight to it now. People are understanding that better, Roger. It's not about reactive policing. It's increasing your proactive policing as well, developing stronger relationships, and working with partners to make sure that it's done right.
Okay, Chief, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Roger.
And let's head upstairs now to Tammy with the latest. Tammy.